Hello guys, it's the tutor, and in this video I'm going to show you integration of polynomial functions. There will be a few examples which should cover most of the cases which go along the polynomial and rational functions when it comes to the reverse power rule. So the first one, we want to take the integral of f of x. So it's going to be 3x squared. So we know the rule, it's going to be x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1, right? So we got 3 here, we don't touch that. So it's going to be x cubed over 3. 3's cancel out. Move on to the next term. So plus 4, we don't touch that. X is to the power 1, so 2 over 2. Those two simplify. So it's 6 times x to the power 0, technically, right? So if it's 0, you add 1, so it's going to be 6x over 1, which we'll put it anyways. And then we can't forget the constant, plus c. Right, that's the first one. F prime of x, not f prime, sorry, the integral of this. So this one's a little tricky because you have you have a root function, right? So 1 over root. So root is just equal to the x to the 0.5, and since it's under, it's just going to be to the negative 0.5, right? So let's rewrite it so it's easier. X to the negative 0.5. So if you add 1 to that, it's just going to be x to the 0.5, right? And you're just going to put it over another 0.5, right? You could put this in terms of like 1 over 2 or whatever for this one, for example, 3 over 2, which is equal to 1.5. But if you do it with the fraction component, it's easier and it's less time consuming as well. You don't have to go through the process of like doing the fractions, if you know what I mean. Now for the next one, plus 8x, so we're going to have plus 8x squared over 2 plus c, right? Now this one, I keep putting f prime, f of x dx. Okay, so 16x to the 14, so it's going to be 16 over 15, which is just n plus 1, and x to the 15. So we got a plus 3. That's just going to be plus 3x. Because when we see a plus 3, we just imagine this, right? Because x to the 0 is just equal to 1, right? So plus 45 over 4, x to the 4. Now, same thing. We just did that. We just did this over here. So it's good to actually know these ones because that way you don't have to spend time and figure it out every time, right? So we're just going to take that answer. X to the 0.5 over 0.5. Right. Next one, integral of f of x dx. So now we got a negative exponent. Doesn't matter. It's just n to us as long as you treat it like n. So if n is equal to negative 3, then you have x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1. So you just plug it in, right? So now you got x to the negative 2 because negative 3 plus 1, and over negative 3 plus 1, so negative 2, plus 56 over negative 3 times x to the negative 3. Now this one's just normal and is now 3, so it's going to be x to the 4 over 4 minus root x. So we haven't done root x, but you can just imagine root x as just being x to the 0.5, so add 1 to it, minus x to the 1.5 over 1.5, which is just going to be, well, 1.5 is just equal to 3 over 2, right? So you just got x over 3 over 2. You can do reverse, so it'll just be times 2 over 3, right? Now we got f integral of this one. Oh, don't forget the plus c, guys. I always forget it too. It's very important. Oh, and if you forgot to do that one. Okay, we'll do it after. So the last one, yeah. So dx. So you don't know. If you knew by substitution you could do this without expanding, but we don't yet, right? So let's expand these out. Very easy function to expand out. So it's just going to be x squared times 2x, so it's going to be 2x cubed, right, plus 6x. So let's take the integral of that. So that's just going to be 2 over 4 x to the 4 plus 6x squared over 2 plus c, right? Let's double check that actually. 2x, yeah, 2x cubed, yeah, 2 over 4, yeah. 2 over 4, yeah, 2 over 4. Very nice, okay. So now this one, it slipped us. So derivative of f of x dx of x to the 3 over 2. So add 1 to it. So what's 1.5 plus 1? So it's going to be x to the 2.5 over 2.5, right? If you want to do it in terms of fractions, so it's just going to be 3 over 2 plus 1. So it's just going to be 5 over 2, right? And you just put it over 5 over 2, and then you just flip it. So it'll just be, yeah, let's just write it down. X to the 5 over 2 times 2 over 5, because it's divided by that fraction. I hope this helped, and if there's any questions or any clarification, let me know, and I'll get back to you. Have a great day.